everyone, thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how to paint this real pretty, almost reminds me of sherbet, but they're real pretty flowers with a brown kind of a branchy stem thing going on. I'm painting it on the background of one of my frosted glass pieces. This is the piece that I did with the stencil brush, and it's going to have the turquoise background. The brush I'm using today is a number 12. I'm going to be using my 1/4 inch Scruffy, and then a number 2 liner. All these are folk art brushes. The colors I'm using will be Magenta, Pure Orange, Wicker White, Burnt Umber, and then with the branches that I'll be painting, I did add a little bit of flow medium. I did finally get some flow medium and clear medium in the Folk Art Enamel brand. So this is good for painting on glass, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Alright, now since this piece is so large, it's going to be really hard for me to show you how I load my brush. Basically, I am going to double load it with the Magenta and the Pure Orange, like this, and then I'm going to just dip the edge into the white. I will start with my center flower here, and I'm just going to be doing pushing down the bristles and wiggling and going up and down. Very easy stroke, and I'll just continue to repeat the step and pushing it down and then moving it up and down, and then continue on. Sorry, it's so hard when you have a big piece like this to make sure that you're getting all of it into the video. Very difficult. And let me go back over this again. Don't want to have that line coming out. Like I said, you can move your piece around to however it enables you to paint the design the best way. Just because for me, I'm left-handed, that it makes it easy for me to go one direction with it doesn't mean the same is going to be the true for you. So keep that in mind. And I'm just flipping my brush around. Now you can come down here a little bit more if you want to have more of a base here to your flower, and just fill it in, and then continue on just working the area till you get it to look the way you want it to look. Alright, then I'm going to come over here, going to repeat, and then paint another one, but it's going to be going this direction. And I kind of like to try to, if at all possible, to get them to look like they're going different directions. It doesn't always have to be that way though. And what I do when I load is I am actually blending, meaning swiping back and forth on these bristles just to get it blended in some. I don't like that. I don't know why I did that. You can do blending strokes when you're starting too, like that. And then just bring it up, up, and down if you want to do it that way. Do it again. Like that. Now I just put my paintbrush in wrong. Alright. Just doing metal work and then doing this. on top of it. It's funny. Alright, so then I'm going to come over here and tap in. I shouldn't say tap in, I don't know why I say that, but brush in the third leaf, or petal, dagnabbit, and have y'all confused. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the last one. Bring it down. Now I'm comfortable going from right to left. You may be comfortable going the opposite direction because of being different-handed than me. Do what's comfortable for you. However you feel, make sure that you do what works best for you. The direction that I'm going is right for my hands and the fact that I'm left-handed, but you might be able to do it this way and be comfortable, and then you might not be able to. So that's why I say you've gotta do what works for you and not so much what works for me. Alright, here we go. And I'm going to work out one over here. And I'm sorry too, because of being left-handed, it may be a little difficult to see while I'm painting because my hand blocks the way a lot of times. But I'm basically just pushing down and moving the brush. And if you don't like the way that looks, you don't like the little ridge that it left, then just go back over it and paint it. You have the opportunity to keep painting until you're happy with the design. Okay, so here we go. They don't all have to be the same. You know, you can add, rotate some colors around. Maybe even throw in some different types of flowers. On this though, I'm just going to do what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to be throwing any additive designs in here, just to keep it simple. I'm just going to bring that back. And like I said, you push down on your brush, and that will give you a different look. Now I'm going to come back here and put this in like that. It's not going to have as big of a ruffle. That's okay. They don't all have to be the same, right? Alright, now I'm going to come down here. I got my brush upside down, and just do a little bit smaller, not even an open flower at all. And then just do like a little roughly over it. Come in here, do that. Come over here and pull it back. Hope you can see where I'm talking about, that it makes me feel like it looks like sherbet. I don't know why, but this color combination really does. Alright, so on this one here, I'm just doing like a little bud, per se. Kind of a little bud coming down, just ruffling it out. Now, you can leave it like this, or you can actually do kind of like what you're doing with the other parts and just bring it around like that. If you like that look, that's fine. Either way. Alright, and we're going to put a couple up here. Again, I'm just wiggling my brush, pushing it down a little bit, wiggling it, and moving it. And coming here, doing the same, wiggling it, and moving it. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push this, or pull it, I should say, and do it like that on this one. Now you could, do some dotting in there to make it look like the center. Don't have to. For this, I probably won't. And I'm sorry, I feel like I have it so big. I just want you to be able to see it, but see what I'm doing too at the same time. Alright, so with my stipple brush, or scruffy brush I should say, I am putting it into the white and the black. There's a little bit of black on here. And I'm just going to hit this at the center. Now, you can, you could actually tap this in prior to painting this lower part. I've done them both ways. The only problem I had though is that what I want to say, when I went to do this bottom part, then pulled in the paint, and I didn't like that. So I would recommend, if you want to tap this in beforehand, make sure you give some drying time, or you hit it with a dryer or a heat gun. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing in here, and I am just using the black and the white. Of course, the mixture of the two together is going to present gray, because that is what happens when you put the two together. You can tap it. And they don't all have to be the same size, the centers can vary. This one was done a little bit differently, so I'm just going to tap in. Actually, I might just tap it in up here. The way I painted this one is different, so it doesn't have to be put in the same place. Get some of this coloring out. Alright, there we have that. Like I said, you could have done this, I did this a little bit differently. You could have done it either way. You could put it down there. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. Alright, and then the last part that I'm going to do here is take my brush, and this is a number 2, and I'm going to put that brown paint. I'm just using the burn umber, that's it. And I am going to start just pulling this. It's going to be real curly. It doesn't have to be completely covered. As you can see, it's not. And you just keep pulling it on here. It's all just like a real wiggly branch. I know there's a name for it, and I can't even think what it is offhand. And you can just keep covering it until you feel like the coverage you have is the coverage that's sufficient for you. And if you need more, you can mix up more. But you definitely want to keep working on it. It's going to take some time to fill this in, just because it's a lot. It's definitely a lot of branches in the design. And you can pull them down on your piece. You can have them coming up around here like that. I think I might need to mix up a little bit more. Have them come in. We want it to be very, do some more. I need some more. But it's a unique design, I think. It's not a, I don't know what to say, it's kind of a made-up flower. It's not really a real flower. And oops, and the flow medium is very runny. Very runny, so be careful. I think I've used about half a bottle on this project, and it's not because I was trying to use half a bottle either. When I load this brush, then I run it onto my plate and take some of the paint off. And the reason being on that is because it is runny. And I don't want it to come across runny. But I just keep filling it in. And you want it to be, thick. Or, as far as the branch coverage goes. Not actually that the branches are thick. It's just that you've got a lot of them going on here. And you want them to be wiggly and squiggly and full. At least with this design. Now if you have something else in mind, obviously I always give you free rein. I don't feel like there's only one way to do a creation. There's often multiple ways. And if you think there's only one way, then I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I always have the outlook as if you're happy with what your results look like, more power to you, because that's what it is all about. Having the ability to create freely with your own. I want to make it a little wiggly here. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to stop just at the bottom of the flower. You can come up here, come around it. I mean, it's just kind of fun. You can just keep doing as much or as little as you want here. The fuller the better. But again, it's your project. Keep that in mind. And we want it wiggly. We want a lot and we want it wiggly. Say wiggly the better. As I always say though, because I like it to have a lot, if you're more of a minimalist and you don't feel that need, then don't do it that way. My designs are just ideas for you to look at, to get inspiration from. If you do it differently, by all means, it's great. I just don't believe in there only being one way, as I mentioned, to do something. And if you don't do it that way, then you're not doing it the right way. Nah, don't think so. Don't think so. Now, if you want to just go by and put this on without thinning it, that's fine too. Just as easier to flow if you do thin it. But then you may have to go over it if you are thinning it. Kind of helps helps you learn how to use this brush, because I think for me this kind of a brush is not real easy to use. I have a feeling that I can do a lot with my flat brushes, which are my favorites. There you go. I think that's pretty though. Coming out very pretty. Because then I just want you to realize you can come back up into the actual flower a little bit. And what do I always say? That makes it look more natural. Because in nature, nothing is just straight, and I shouldn't say nothing, but typically it's not straight. When you're dealing with branches, they're all over the place, and it just gives you just more of a natural look. Alright, I think I'm going to stop at this point. I'm pretty happy with that. Might just add a little bit on. Anyways, I'm sorry that this is so big that it's hard to show you the whole piece. I will be taking pictures. I did just paint the front part of this jar, this glass storage container. for the purpose of the video. I do wash these off and use these pieces again for videos. So I hope you like this. If you do, give me a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And at the very end, when you're done watching the video, if you would hit that share button that you'll see underneath the video. Share this on your social network with all your family and friends. I would appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Once again, have a great day, and until the next time, you have a good one.